encash on it. Unfortunately, when we are fighting for equality and certain aspects, we are losing a great part of that. And I think it's a good idea to retain that part because it only helps women achieve whatever they wish to achieve. And there, I mean, I was just thinking when I was coming on the way, I was just thinking, I said, women are pretty smart. I mean, mostly. How many women want to do, say, weightlifting? Not many. You know your limitations. But we are very good with IT. We are very good in interpersonal relationships. We are very good with reading and writing. And technology has fortunately made it easy for us to seek equality and parity. So technological soundness will bring equality. So what physically we cannot, some of us can, some of us do, and some of us do make it to forces. Some of us are sprinters and runners and are extremely good in boxing, wrestling. They are very good. So they should be allowed to reach the goal they have set for themselves without any eyebrows being raised. And those of us who ourselves realize that, look, I have my own physical limitation, I can't get into that job, physical, not mental. So limitation should be physical and not really mental limitation in accepting women in certain roles. So with these words, I leave you to think, and I feel skill training is the real baseline on which we need to work on, and that will bring equality. And we have some fantastic examples in our country, even gender budgeting. And I recall that, I'll make that last line because 2000, and I was a young lawyer working as a lawyer, but I just got interested on this side of social life. And I remember meeting our honorable speaker, who was then the Women and Child Minister, going up to her and seeking her intervention on gender budgeting. And she immediately agreed and she said, fantastic, let's have a consultation. She called so many other people, worked on it. And we went to the finance minister with the representation. And no finance minister in the world, in any country, would want to even listen to these concepts because they feel, we've chalked it down. We've given Women and Child Department the money. What more do you guys want? Basically that approach. But then the finance minister, because of Sumitra Tai's intervention, agreed, and we did have gender budgeting. I think the Western and the so-called developing countries are still struggling to force that way. So we have some positive interventions in our social system. Let's constantly, layer by layer, work on that, and we shall reach whichever goal we decide for ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Meenakshi ji. The idea of skilling is something we 100% agree with you, which is why we are focusing on skilling and also encouraging other corporates and the government to skill and gender budgeting. So we hope for your support, and we look forward to working in your constituency with you.
I mean, I've already invited all of them to start working with me. Oh, completely. No, it's not soothing, consoling. I'm very selfish. I know this is the only way we can make a difference. You can't be talking to the converts. You have to get others on your side for any battle to be successful. And there are plenty. There are plenty. I mean, I think, as I will not make a harsh remark, but I was speaking to some women from SAARC nations and some women from Western world, without taking the names of the countries and all. But some very silly remarks were made in the parliamentary speeches. And women as MPs were discussing that. So I said, if an MP in my country made a remark like that, that's over. His political career is going to be over. And only men colleagues will get up and say, shut up and sit down, and you can't just speak this language. So I think this kind of sensitivity and this kind of approach, the social approach, at times I feel many of the people may actually be faking it, but the public perception has to be maintained, and they would rather stick to it than may not believe, but the force of society is such that they better agree to it. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. And I think a whole lot of men believe in whatever I've said, and they've always stood by me on those issues. And four of them are present here. I can assure you that these four are on our side. So let's get them on board.
Thank you. Thank you. At this point, I would like to introduce, we are very lucky to have 4 men parliamentarians here. And I would request you to stand up when I introduce. So,
acknowledge them.
I need everybody to see you. So,
no, please acknowledge them, because it's a fantastic.
And please, this is Dr. Udit Raj, represents Northwest Delhi constituency. He's the national chairman of the All India Confederation of SC/ST organization. He's a member of the BJP. Shri Vivek Gupta, he represents the All India Trinamool Congress in Rajya Sabha. He is an eminent journalist and editor of the Hindi daily Sanmarg, published in Eastern India, and also a family, because Ruchika Gupta, his wife, has been chair of the Calcutta chapter and is presently a member of the governing body. Shri Harish Chandra Meena, he represents Dausa constituency in Rajasthan, 1976 batch IPS officer and former Director General of Police of Rajasthan. A wonderful orator, Shri Meena has been actively involved in the development initiatives in his constituency. He's a member of the BJP. Shri Rajiv Gowda, member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, professor at IIM Bangalore, a fantastic quizzer and an old friend. He has been active in politics since 2000 and has been playing a significant role in the Indian National Congress Party. So we see that we really have a broad representation around for our men parliamentarians who have come to listen to us. I'd like to welcome Supriya Sule ji. Okay, Meenakshi ji has to leave. I'd just like to give her a token. I'd like to invite Abha Dalmia ji. She's gone. I'd like to invite Usha Agarwala ji to give her a token of our appreciation.
I'm so sorry. I've been assigned a task for tomorrow, which I've not worked at. So I have to go back and start it.
I would now like to, I think let's do our mementos as of now. So I'd like to invite Neena Malhotra ji to give a memento to Srimati Geeta Kothapalli. I would like to invite Ranjana Agarwal to give a memento to Mrs. Kakuli, Dr. Kakuli. I would like to invite Namita ji to give a memento to Mrs. Supriya Sudhi. I would like to invite Ruchika Gupta to come up on stage, and I would like to give her a memento. She has graciously hosted the program. I would like to invite Vinita Bullet to give a memento to Dr. Jyotsna Suri. Thank you so much for supporting us through the year. I would like to invite Poonam Mahajan to give a memento to Dr. Udit Raj. I'd like to invite Anuja Naran to give a memento to Dr. Sri Harish Chandra Meena. I'd like to invite Vasvi to give a memento to Mr. Vivek Gupta. And I'd like to invite Ritu Das, governing body member, to give a memento to Mr. Rajiv Gowda. I'd also introduce Dr. We are very fortunate to have Dr. Rebecca Tavares as the representative to India for UN Women. And Dr. Tavares, UN Women is supporting us. We have an MOU with them. And they are working very strongly on the He for She program, the topic that was brought up for us. So we'll ask Dr. Tavares to speak in a while.